What's up guys, and welcome back to 8 Count. So guys, we're back with another video, and in this video we'll be fully breaking down the Tank vs Garcia fight that happened in the weekend. So let's get straight into it. So guys, before I say anything, let's watch this little clip.
You think I don't know that? You got hurt to the body before.
What fight was it?
There was no fight. I asked him.
About when he got hurt to the body?
Yeah.
What was this, in Floyd's?
Nah.
This was...
Just ask him.
Guys, I've just probably watched this little clip. This clip is quite important for what I'm going to be speaking about in this video basically. So, as we know, the Tank Garcia, or Gervonta Davis vs Ryan Garcia fought on Saturday, or Sunday morning if you're in the UK. And Ryan Garcia got stopped by a body punch in the 7th round. Now let's talk back. Let's go back from round 1. So obviously, we knew both of them were coming for the knockout. We knew that Ryan Garcia is really coming for the knockout, and he had stated that he won't be able to match my power and speed. And we sort of saw glimpses of that in round 1, where he saw that it was a bit tentative. When round 1 started, it was a bit tentative. Ryan Garcia was trying to establish the jab, and Gervonta Davis was really, to be fair, really just keeping it in, his hands tight, his guard really high up, and wasn't really doing that much, just finding the range. There was a few shots landing here and there, but round 1 was a quiet round. It wasn't nothing much. However, when round 2 started, you saw Ryan Garcia sort of like an amateur sort of pace came in, coming in, like where he's trying to hold him, he's trying to be rough, which I could understand. He's trying to get to Gervonta Davis. What I did realise from my perspective is that I don't think Ryan Garcia respected Tank's power as much, because the way he was walking down, him trying to get his land shot, which he did, a couple of shots he did land, because he is a fast puncher, but he saw just before he got knocked down, he was throwing the left hook 2-3 times and he's missing. Because Gervonta Davis, the way he had that peekaboo style, he was just literally within inches, just coming under the hook, the left hook that he's trying to throw repeatedly, and then he just countered him, and he was on the floor. That itself set the precedent. The fact of the fight is, and I feel like I had Tank winning, but I underestimated how good Tank's IQ is, because after that 3, 4, 5 rounds to probably the 6th round, it was like Tank was just making Garcia miss just by inches, nothing more, but just by inches. He was just on the outside, he was jabbing, he was hitting him. To be fair, Gervonta Davis wasn't that even aggressive as he normally is in fights where he would land punches. And you saw Garcia, throwing at 1-2, and it's a bit tentative because he knew he had been hurt, he had been knocked down. And I just thought that the fight, it didn't live up to the match, but it wasn't as exciting as I expected it to be, because it was exciting in the sense that someone can get knocked out, but in terms of how the fight played out, to be fair, I would say, it wasn't really as much of that. Then obviously round 3 was a recovery. Round 4, Tank started sort of controlling the round. Round 5th, I felt like it was a bit even. Round 6, I would say, but it wasn't landing. It wasn't landing as much, because what I realized as well, and what I sort of picked up before, Garcia is a one-punch fast fighter. Do you know what I mean? But he's not a combination puncher. I feel like to beat Tank, you need to be fast, you need to have that movement, and you need to have that combination, because there was spots in the round. I think one of the rounds where Tank literally counter-attacked him with an uppercut coming out of nowhere, and he is a really good, he can attack the, counter attack you like that. So it's one of those things where you have to be careful, and you have to throw punches in bunches, like someone like as a Manny Pacquiao, as a May Khan, who can throw combinations, because Garcia was only throwing 1 or 2 punches. And when it came to the 7th round, he got stopped by a body shot, which was a really sneaky one, because if you saw the replay, when he saw it first on the screen, you're like, what the hell happened? But then when the replay came and he saw Tank really went underneath him, because the thing with long fighters, you have to be at a range where they can't hit you, and if you are in range, you have to be just underneath his punches. So he literally tucked him underneath his punches and just let that, I think it was a left hand go, and hit him right on the liver. Now, the video that I showed you guys before about that video. So a tweet came out. Well, not during up the press conference, there was a lot of talks about spies in the camp, right? Spies in the camp, and all of this stuff, etc. Which we know already happens in boxing. Mayweather used to do this a lot. However, this came true when Ryan Garcia tweeted after the fight saying that there's been some moles in the camp that released it. But this is such an interesting video because I think there's credit to Ali Sekbak. I think he's only done the video where Ryan Garcia Gervonta Davis knew that Ryan Garcia is susceptible to the body, and that's what he took advantage of. I think it's that Mongolian sparring partner, I don't know what his name is, but he's the one who apparently leaked it from both sides or whatever. But I don't know, I feel like it does sound bad, but it's it's war, and you have to go to that mindset where you have to do what you can do, and obviously if he knew that Ryan Garcia is suspected of the body, then obviously Gervonta Davis took full advantage of that. Now there's a lot of circulation on Twitter saying that he should have got up after the body punch. Now one thing, right, let me make this clear. I've boxed, but not professionally, but sparring, and what I've found out is that body punches hurt. The liver punches really do hurt. Now there's only a few fighters that have got up. For instance, when Marcus Maidana got up from Khan's body punch, you guys remember that he literally grounded to his knees and got back up. Keith Thurman's been hurt to the body, and you saw him how he was, and unfortunately, I just feel like the lack of experience with Ryan Garcia, he just couldn't get up. Maybe if more fights, he would maybe be able to get up. But I feel like we're just being a bit too harsh on him. In terms of perspective for both of these fighters, I do think Ryan Garcia needs to sort of down a bit a notch, maybe concentrate more on his boxing deals rather than just blitzing skills, because someone is just there to counterpunch him, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to be counterpunched within his punches, and he's going to be out. He needs to feint more. He needs to move around more. Perfect his other skills. And I don't want to see him with any sort of I know people are trying to say put him with Haney, put him with Shakur Stevenson's, but not right now. Let him build up his confidence, and let him really see, because maybe he has a fight, because he still has to grow, and we don't want him to peak that early. In terms of Tank, mate, he has the world is his oyster right now. I do think he's probably gonna take a relatively easy fight afterwards this. And then probably I'm thinking he should target Haney, because I think Haney doesn't have the power to stop him, but probably has the boxing skills. But saying this, we just saw Tank explore his boxing skills. And a lot of British fans don't know that. I just recently know that he is a really good amateur. Tank's really good amateur. He's a golden gloves winner as well more of the time, and he's won this. But just because his power is so much that we don't get to see that, and we did get to see that in this fight. But yeah, I think he's a free agent now. He's not going to be with Mayweather Promotions. But overall, it was a good, decent fight. I think it was a better fight than Haney and Kambosa. But I feel like it came a bit too early, because I don't think Garcia was up to the part. I feel like when maybe in a few years, I like to see the rematch, and I like to see Garcia learn if he doesn't take a few more losses where they are. But then again, Tank is going to be learning. He's going to be probably stronger. And plus this whole rehydration clause that came into play, Garcia hinted, saying that he felt weak, and we know what he meant by weak. If there's no rehydration clause, let's see how the fight plays out. One more thing before guys let you go. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I just felt like Garcia just didn't have that killer instinct like he normally does. I don't know why. Even after the fight, I felt like as a fighter, yes, you give respect, but you're just being a bit too cuddly. And to me, I'm more old school. Yes, you settle the beef, that's it. You don't give the extra chit chat. But I don't know. I just felt like you have to, until your career is there, you have to give it your best shot. You have to go out there, you have to win titles. But props to them. Major props to Tank. I didn't think he would have that much skill, but he does, and he's proved me wrong. Even though I predicted he's gonna win. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of the fight, especially the scoring. Apparently, like one judge had a 10-10. I don't know how the hell they had that 10-10. You know, David said it was a disgrace. But let me know, how did you guys score the fight? What did you guys think of the fight? And do you guys think that what's the best route for both of these fighters next?